Thank you so much for joining my YouTube channel. It's me, That Insurance Chick, and I'm just gonna spend a couple minutes just telling you about some pros and cons of being an insurance agent. But before we begin, I just want to tell you a little bit about myself, give you some background. My name is Tatiyana. I've been an insurance agent for 4 years. I have my property and casualty license. Now, if I'm honest with you, I've had a troubled life. I spent most of my young childhood years in foster care. I have 5 biological siblings, but none of us honestly were raised together. We had a mother that suffered drug addiction, which is honestly very common, unfortunately. But luckily, I was blessed by God with 2 beautiful, loving souls, adopted at age 8. And honestly, they saved my life. They changed my life forever. But even then, I was still raised in the hood. You know, my parents were low income, and that gave me the opportunity to grow up in a poverty-stricken neighborhood. I got to see the decisions that people made with money, you know, from a child's point of view. And I just noticed watching people that the only people in my neighborhood that ever had any decent amount of money to time ratio were the drug dealers. And even as a young person, I didn't want that for myself. So when I was recruited by American Income Life, or you might hear me reference them as AIL, when I was recruited by them, they had this long, extensive interview, and they went over the value of life insurance, like what it is, what it could do, how it could change your life. Honestly, I was sold. I was like, this has purpose. Now the only thing that I have to do is figure out a way to make the people in my neighborhood, my family, my friends, to teach them and show them the value of life insurance. And I took that mindset and I ran with it. And then later on, after being a life insurance agent for a year or so, I decided to expand. Once I had my 2-year-old daughter, I expanded and when I got my P&C license, property and casualty, and I've been stuck with it ever since then. That's where I got the name That Insurance Chick. All things insurance related, you'll be able to come in and subscribe here. So if you have not already, just before we begin, take 1 second, show some support, and subscribe below. Okay, so that's my story with that. But now let's get into the pros and the cons. I feel like I already had discussed them just a little bit. So pro number 1, with insurance, I 100% will tell you this, the best pro in the world, dun dun dun, that you typically can't get with any other job that is not sales related. Any job in sales, it has untapped earning potential. What that means is that you can make as much money as you can make, as you're able to make, as you're capable of making. You can make as much money as you're capable of. I personally love that because you're not bound or restricted to just like a simple $16 an hour job or trying to work overtime. Like, I legitimately can make more money just by getting better at my craft, and I can spend less time doing it. So the better you are, the more you're studying, the more knowledgeable, the more business acumen that you have in regards to your insurance, the more personable you are, the more that you work on your sales tactics. And I really hate to say that word because whatever, but the more better you get at being an insurance agent, the more money you will make. And it gets easier with time. Now, pro number 2, I would say, is that you have a freedom of time. Piggybacking off of pro number 1, not only do you have untapped earning potential, but you do have a freedom of time. Like, you can legitimately, okay, for example, if you have someone that's making $16 an hour, they'd have to work a 40-hour work week to see what I possibly, as an insurance agent, could make in maybe 1 day. Now, it's not always like that, but the time that you have to put into it is so much less to see the results that you need. it doesn't require that much time. Sometimes you can make a deal in like a 30-minute conversation with someone, and depending on how large that deal is, it could pay a pretty decent sized commission. I personally, being someone who's always so busy, being a first-time mom, I need a job where I don't have to dedicate that much time, but my earning potential is not limited. So I love that about it. Pro number 3, no micromanaging. If you're a self-starter, this is a job for you for sure. Typically, if you're bringing in the numbers and your sales are good, even if you are working captive or independent agencies, if they pretty much, you will be able to create, I don't want to say create your own schedule. Obviously, if you might have office hours, but I would say this job is do what you do best to get the money on the table. The only times that you probably will really be needing to have conversations with your higher ups is typically like if you're just checking in for one, like, hey, how's everything going? Do you need me? And maybe this is not for everybody. I'm sure everyone's rules are different because I have had some micromanaging higher ups, agents that I worked for. But if you're good at what you do and you handle your responsibility, you take care of your tasks, you take care of your service work, and you're just good at doing that in general on your own time, you don't have to worry about someone actually micromanaging you. So it definitely does have a sense, even if you are working under an agent, it kind of feels like you're working your own business. Like even as I speak, though I work for the Jacob Gray agency and we sell Farmers Insurance as our carrier, I'm here making a YouTube video as that insurance chick. That is freedom. And although if I do get clients from this, just honestly just giving you an example, if I do get clients from this, I can do what I want with my time. And I feel like working as an insurance agent, it allows me to actually walk at my own pace, at my own speed, and just making sure that I am responsible. Another pro, and this is actually something that will come depending on whether or not you own your own agency. When you own your own agency as an insurance agent, you get something called renewals. And basically you get paid on each customer every year that they renew their policy with you, and that is golden. That's golden. That is how insurance agents are able to retire. So you sell that person one time, you can keep that person on your books and you'll continuously get paid for them as long as they remain on your books. This is big because it allows you to have an earning potential, 2 types of incomes. Not only are you earning on new business that comes into your agency, but you're also earning on income that you sold 5-10 years ago. Let's say you've sold many customers, over the years. You've been an insurance agent for 10 years. You have a $1 million book of business. Imagine how much you'd be able to sell that book of business for. Some insurance books of business, they sell for millions. So each customer that you speak to, each service that you tend to for each customer, it goes into the quality of your book. And the more customers you retain in that book of business, the higher your renewals. So that allows you to earn monthly income, as well as retirement income, as well as new business income. So it definitely helps. Number 4, you can be creative. People say that insurance is boring to talk about, but that honestly depends on the perspective. You can be as creative, especially in 2023. Like you can do anything with your business. You can be on TikTok. I have Instagram. You can follow me there. The link will be below in my description here. It's That Insurance Chick. So yes, you can follow me on That Insurance Chick, but you literally can do anything with your business. TikTok, Instagram, obviously I'm here on YouTube. Whatever you see fit, whatever you do to make it fun, to appeal to different ages and people and demographics, you do what you want. And that goes a long way, because not every business is like that, where you can take it and make it into whatever you want. You can take it and market it to however appeals to you, and you can make it whatever works for you. And that's something that, again, not a lot of other businesses can say. Another pro is the startup. Honestly, I feel that there is a shortage of insurance agents. Not so many people either think about it, or not many people know that it's very easy to get into. Now, the test that you have to take, it's not so easy, but to be an insurance agent, the only things that you would need would be a high school diploma. You would have to complete a course, and you would have to pass a state exam. And honestly, I personally was able to complete all of those things in 30 days, both with my P&C license, which is property and casualty, and with my life insurance license. Both of those from the time that I took the course and got licensed, about 30 days. So it's very easy to get into. And typically, whichever route that you take, you don't typically have to come out of pocket, because your agent or broker that you want to, I guess you want to say, sponsor you, they'll typically pay you to get licensed. So it's very easy. Typically, there are people who are going to be training you. It's very easy entry into the field. The hardest thing is just making sure that you can be a self-starter, taking the time to study and actually become knowledgeable, because insurance is something that has so many different components, like many other financial products. It's very important that you just take time to study, take the time to become knowledgeable, so that you can become a better salesperson and it works out better for you. A bonus pro is that you are helping people. You are helping people get their lives together. You're teaching them how to protect assets that could last them a lifetime. I tell people that life insurance particularly is like a wealth vehicle, and I honestly believe that. I stand on it. I've implemented it into my life, and honestly, people resonate with you when you have a passion behind what you are selling. And I do truly believe in insurance, as I see the difference that it makes. Like I told you but in the beginning, that I come from a poverty-stricken neighborhood, foster care system, and I see that like so many people underuse insurance. You being able to bring into people's lives ways where they could secure wealth and protect the assets that they do have, whether it be big or small, it is a blessing, and you are a blessing to them. When you have a very knowledgeable, patient, personable insurance agent that's going to do what's best for you, and that's going to actually vouch for you and service you in all the ways that you need, that goes a long way. So honestly, that's my bonus pro. You tell me what you think yours is in the comments if you're already an insurance agent, and let me know in the comments as well if there's any other topics that you want me to cover. Before you head out, again, don't forget to support, like, comment, subscribe on the way out, guys. It takes 2 seconds. And with that said, that insurance chick is out. Love you guys.